find out these big companies were all about the date rape drug. Alright? Taking niggas' booty holes. Taking women's booty holes. Taking children's booty holes. Alright? I'm back, bitches. Now, I haven't been on here. I wasn't really feeling it. I wanted to be lazy, dog. But I have to understand I'm needed out here, dog. I'm needed. I gotta put my foot on these bitches' necks. I'm needed. The team needs me. Let me turn up the volume a little bit. Let me get loud in those eardrums. Eardrums? Ear holes, dog. I want when you hear my voice, I want you to start having heart palpitations, dog. I don't think I even said that right. You need people like me so you can point your fucking fingers and say that's the bad guy. But on a serious note, I've been gone for a bit. It was dry at this gaming streets. I didn't really want to talk politics. It was some things, dog. I missed it. I got real lazy and I was just like, you know what? Let me just record some episodes. Let me just record some gameplays. I got lazy, dog. I need to at least be committed to drop one episode every 2 weeks or at least one episode a month. I need to be able to do that and just pack that episode shit's gonna be bigger than Lizzo, dog. That's what I'm talking about. Sheer numbers, dog. That's what I need to do. And then I'll probably break it up a little bit, blah, 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 for everywhere else. Probably for here, if it goes on too long. But I think I just need to put as much information as I can. Again, some of my topics I'm going to talk about is off the cuff. This Diddy situation, I've been looking at it hard. Pause. Or maybe not pause. I think play. Looking at all aspects of it, it sounds kind of crazy. Is Diddy out here is the next Epstein? First of all, I haven't said first of all in quite a while. When I'm not potted, I don't even say first of all at all. But I'm back. But what really needs to be said is, there's a lot more cameras and focus on the Diddy situation. Don't get me wrong. If what they're saying about Diddy is true, he needs all those eyes. But the level of eyes we have on this Diddy situation, and we didn't have it on the R. Kelly situation. We didn't have it on the Weinstein situation. The Epstein situation. Like, just because a nigga's dead doesn't mean that it's over, dog. We need to start fucking checking in these niggas' beds, checking the closets, and we need to start pulling names, dog. We need to find everybody. You had a bunch of people who hop on the plane. The plane's not good enough. Alright? Don't get me wrong. The plane does say something, but it doesn't give me enough to condemn you. I need more evidence. I don't know why niggas acting like it's sweet out here. There was an island. They were out here importing little kids, doing God knows what they were doing to these children. And niggas would act like, oh, Epstein killed himself, it's over. Nah, it ain't over. And you're trying to do the same thing to P. Diddy? But this Jewish man, just because he kills himself, also, this Jewish man's girlfriend ain't getting pressed like that. Only bare minimum, we break her legs. Bare minimum. Actually, let me really think about that. Break her legs. Paralyzed from the waist down. Neck down. Neck down. Worst case scenario. That's if she is the one that's, from what was being said, she was the one out here enforcing shit. She was the bottom bitch, making sure all these kids got on the plane. All that, Yo, the people who allowed it, the people who let this shit go, nigga, where were the parents at? Now, some of these people may be low income, runaway, shit like that. Cool. But how are these people getting on planes? So you got these guys fake IDs? We need to bring in the people making the fake IDs? I can't comprehend how a child gets on a plane and it doesn't raise flags. Now, he might have been using his connects, using his own personal plane. Okay, you might put that out there. But if that's the case, do you not have to show ID? Is there some type of reporting that these individuals went on the plane? Some of them were underage. Let's just look at this all totality. Some of them were underage. They may have claimed that they were a family member who didn't speak English, blah, blah, blah. They might have done it. They might have shook and jived past all that. Gave that nigga the spin and Rooney didn't know where to look. But let's talk about Diddy. East Coast, West Coast meant nothing. It was always East Coast. These West Side niggas need to listen up. Oh, got hit the also again. Let's talk about Suge Knight, the boogeyman on the West Coast, the boogeyman rap industry. Now this niggas trying to snitch and do all this other shit, tell all these pillow talking type shit. Now I'm like, nigga, didn't you just get beat up by somebody and you try to run him over because you can't hit the fisticuffs? Cool, that's what you did. But this extra shit talking about trying to stay relevant, yo, if you're not gonna come out of a Netflix special and just start putting boosts to asses, then this little, I'm gonna trickle information down. Yo, dog, pick a topic and run it up. You might have to do a trust so your kids can eat off it. Whatever the case may be, I don't even know if this man even have children. But this little sprinkling shit, like giving us little jimmies on the ice cream, nah, buddy, you're gonna have to actually do what needs to be done. You know what needs to be done? Give us that dark, gritty lifestyle that niggas want to hear, dog. Of course you're gonna embellish a lot of shit to make yourself look good. Of course. But right now, it sounds so lame that you just, I always felt that Diddy was doing it. Nigga, you weren't saying shit about Diddy. But let's go to Diddy real quick. Actually, he's the main topic. I've been, clearing, what do we want to call it here? The little guys in this conversation. Overall, when Diddy got arrested, all these CEOs stepped down. That doesn't look suspicious. And let's really focus on all this. All those people who stepped down from their jobs or whatnot, we can be like, okay, maybe they just wanted to change a career, maybe whatever. But the timing is crazy. And are people going to stand on business when they find out these big companies were all about the date rape drug? Alright? Taking niggas' booty holes. Taking women's booty holes. Taking children's booty holes. No booty hole was untouched. That's what we need to talk about. All homo. Let's just put this in perspective. You're saying this man been doing this shit for decades. He may have he took Meek Mill's butthole. He touched, what's the little white boy? Justin Bieber. Gotta jump off topic real quick. All those freaks who was like making out with Justin Bieber when this nigga was like 16 years old. Yo, you niggas are weird. And I'm talking about the females and the males. I don't know what males were touching him. But the female, the bitch was trying to kiss him on stage, was like, yo, nigga, you like old enough to be like his grandmother. Get out of here. But now we're hearing, I think it was Pink. There's been talks about Jay-Z for a bit. Beyonce was in on it. Well, they're saying Jay-Z snatched at Beyonce when she was young. The same thing I said about R. Kelly. I don't know if I recorded it when I was talking about R. Kelly. R. Kelly was going after young girls. I should just say R. Kelly. At a certain time period, that was 100% okay. Okay, 100% sounds wild. Let me pull that back. That sounds wild. But that was acceptable. Especially in like the Spanish community. Everybody knows like a 22, 23, 24, 25-year-old dating like some 16-year-old, some bitches barely in high school. Everybody knew what the play was. The film was okay with blah, blah, blah. The Tiger situation, they were okay with Tiger dating, was it Kylie? I don't remember none of these bitches' names. Alright? These werewolves' names, dog. Alright? Anyway. Yo. The funny thing is, there's like a respect-hate thing with them. Because I'm like, you guys do some shit that I'm like, that's cool. The way you guys are getting your money, cool. Because you're locking in. Again, you're doing the okie doke. A lot of people did. But if people's going to pay for the okie doke, it's not my fault to be like, oh, the okie doke's happening and I should be mad at you. Nah. If It's the same thing as fucking OnlyFans. If someone's willing to pay for porn when you can get it relatively for free, it sounds crazy. But you want to pay for it. Cool. Like, nigga, the same effect. Well, you might have this bitch say your name in real life or in video format or through the interwebs. Is that get your dick hard? Is that what's happening right here? Is that what we become as a society? They have to acknowledge you through. You know what? What if it's not even the real problem? Twitch pretends it's not even about that life, but it's about that life. But back to Diddy. That's what I was talking about. Diddy. Back to Diddy. All right. I know I'm jumping around a little bit. Again, I haven't been back. I haven't been. This one's not so structured because I don't have no notes, no nothing. I'm just talking off the cuff. All right. Diddy situation. Yo, this nigga was dating Steve Harvey's daughter. And the daughter was dating the son. The son first and the daughter. Was Steve Harvey passing out Lori Harvey willy-nilly? Trying to make power moves? Let's talk about that. What's happening there? We ain't saying nothing about that? Okay. Now, the Diddy situation. There's a lot of people doing AI shit to make it seem like Meek Mill got touched. Maybe that was real audio. Maybe that wasn't. Then they're trying to come at fucking the white boy from Inception, main dude. For some such reason, I can't remember. Leonardo DiCaprio. There we go. I can't be remembering people's names right now. Like, I had the problem naming them like the other day. But whatever. They're saying that he was at a Diddy's party. Now, I really can't be like, you know what? All these people are guilty. I just feel like we need to point the fingers at the people we've known and confirmed. Let's not open this wide gate. Let's not fuck with what people's really got going on until we get more information. But the information that we do have, again, it's a lot of like internet shit. There's a lot of AI. There's a lot of trolling and whatnot. The documents haven't come out and said such and such. But there was people going around and says that Meek Mill was a part of the Diddy parties. The whole baby oil thing. People saying it's not baby oil. It's fucking a date rape drug. He was trying to import that shit, blah, blah, blah. You know, it looks weird if you have like 500 cases of like 500 like, slabs or whatever the fucking shit comes off the trucks. Pallets full of shit. Damn. And you out here. That's weird. Yes. But if you're trying to conceal it, putting it in the baby form thing, makes more sense. Again, all this is not concrete. This is stuff that's been happening on the interwebs. You know, it is what it is. But the Diddy situation is very interesting because, again, this is another person, high-profile person, that these people have been letting these people run amok. Him stomping the shit out of Cassie. Again, that video is crazy to look at. I chuckled. I squirmed. I did like the Joker laugh to that shit. That shit was uneasy. This nigga was really high-stepping on this bitch. Just high-stepping on her. Where was her family at? I said, Kid Cudi tried to get her out there. From what the stories was, and he hanged Kid Cudi off the roof. Then he put a bomb in Kid Cudi's car, blew up Kid Cudi's car. I'm just like, how does this man have so much motherfucking power? Just stay the fuck out of New York at this point. But this is what's been going on. Back to fucking Suge Knight. This nigga talking about, yo, he always knew Diddy was like this, da-da-da. That's what he knew. Nigga, if Diddy wanted your butthole, there was little to nothing you can do about it. Let's face facts. You had like 400 people around you who was doing all the dirt. I don't hear stories that you actually do. Like, you threaten people, you probably smash them up a little bit, but Diddy's out here taking buttholes from what the stories are saying. Maybe he wanted a little fighting, Suge. Maybe he wanted a little bit. Maybe he wanted you at the wife parties. Maybe. But what do we say about these things? What do we say about this what do we say about Cassie accepting the money after she was getting stomped out and quote unquote getting passed around in the industry? That's what people are saying. She didn't say all that. Now there's this weird gray area about sex trafficking. If you fly a bitch out for sex and you pay her, that's sex trafficking. I'm like, okay, if that's what the new term is, then you just fucked up a bag for all these bitches who do NBA weekend, who do all this, like, all these bitches who go to Dubai and get shitted on and fuck little kids. Are they being sex trafficked too? They're recording a video saying that they're coming out here to fuck like 16, 15, 11-year-old boys. What are we doing here? What are we saying here? That's the part we have to actually delve deep into. Because it makes more sense. But again, let's talk about the Diddy situation. Let's talk about it. We've been talking about this the whole entire time. The Diddy situation is very, very interesting. There's a lot more eyes. There's a lot more people who can get touched because of the Diddy situation. I feel very differently from this than the Cosby situation. The Cosby situation, these people are all adults who are meeting him at like hotel rooms, stuff like that. Now, did he rape a couple of them? Probably. Did he rape everyone? I don't think so. But this is a personal thing. This is a personal thing to me. Same thing as the Weinstein thing. If in the consequence he did use his power to get these bitches, okay, sure. But if you're taking that consideration, everyone uses their power to get what they want. Everyone. These people, and how do you know he was only fucking women? Maybe he wants a man butt. That's the problem with y'all. This whole Me Too movement, when it came to men, you niggas was letting that shit lapse. Like, you niggas were not touching that. Harvey Weinstein was probably taking man butt too, and it didn't get enough attention. Again, you're probably not gonna have a man say that out loud or have the courage to say that out loud. Let's be fair. Because if we're gonna give all these women the same type of talking points, being like, okay, they're strong, they're coming together, they felt better in numbers, blah 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 blah. Okay, if we're gonna do all that, we gotta do the same thing for the men. Now, the reason why I'm even mentioning Harvey Weinstein and fucking Diddy, the situations in those is like, yes, they did use their power and whatnot, but if we're taking everything up and up from just the point of view, again, there's many levels to the Weinstein thing. There's probably, the Diddy thing is like he was drugging, the main story is that he was drugging people. But how many people they didn't drug? Because we've really delved into this age. Like, this is like the perfect prime time age to understand that everyone has their price. We got bitches flying to Dubai, getting shitted on fucking little kids. Boom. We know this to be a fact. You got bitches doing OnlyFans. You got bitches doing Twitch to loop into the OnlyFans. Full circle. It's like Twitch is like a gateway into OnlyFans. Bitches are getting praised for getting OnlyFans when they hit 18. Like, oh, you're 18 now. OnlyFans. Get an OnlyFans account. Like, prostitution on fucking the internet's rampant. So what are we saying here? Because if you stop them from trying to sell their own body, stop women trying to sell their own body, you're taking advantage of them. Most women, I shouldn't say most women. I should say, how should I phrase this? There is a few women who only have their bodies to give. There's a few men. Does that say most women? Okay. Let's say there's a moderate amount of men and women who play to their strengths. And that might be a man's using his money, might be him using his butthole if he's good. If he's like chiseled or whatnot. Female might use her money, might use her body. But it's more acceptable of a woman using their body. The whole OnlyFans, again, I should say acceptable, but it's more of a push for that. And then you can't shame them for doing it, blah, 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 blah. I jumped a little bit far from the Diddy situation, but I was just trying to bring it all together. Like, if we're saying that all these people have their autonomous to their own bodies of certain situations, it's kind of a weird situation. Now, the main problem with the Diddy situation is saying he's drugging and raping people. Now, here's the real problem. I was listening to the lawyer. He's saying that they have like 160 people that they felt strongly to agree with. And then the other people, he sent them away. It's like, hey, you might have to get your own one. But these other ones, they felt confident enough to get this man out the paint. Then if this is true, I just need to know who the rest of the names are. And if they're going to if they're gonna say so and so was around, because whoever's being around, from what the lawyer was saying, whoever's even been around, they're gonna be the ones going down also. I'm like, okay, this sounds crazy. If you were around, you didn't even have to partake. You were around, you knew what was going on. Cool. That's how I feel the same way about the R. Kelly situation. When he was around picking up little girls and whatnot, someone had to okay that. Like this nigga was going up to high schools. Like someone had to okay the picking up of children and shit like that. But that's not being talked about right now. Right? And if there was younger people involved, we're going to have to look at the parents. We're going to look at the guardians. Anyone who had access to these children, not just the people who did the act, anyone who's made it possible that the children's who were in danger or even put in situations, we had to look at them. We had to side-eye them. Right? Let's make it make sense. Diddy was out here wilding from the stories. All right? Now, do I believe Diddy was out here taking buttholes? Possibly. It is humorous to believe that this man's this sick. Now, when I say that, it sounds crazy. But it's humorous to think like this man was out here just raping and scraping people for decades. And it was so commonplace, like, yo, don't watch your drink. Don't let this man put in your drink. Did you open that drink or did he give you a drink? Come to the party. Put the party, the white party. Da-da-da-da. All these jokes that we're saying this. Again, just like Bill Cosby's situation, when someone was making jokes is when people started taking it serious. But I didn't feel like that people were taking it serious before that. And the Cosby situation is very weird. I'm going to leave that one alone. Because I don't know enough about the Cosby situation. From what I'm understanding with that one, it's very weird. I don't understand all the facts on that one. This situation, I don't understand all the facts of the situation, but there's so much more information on it. Like, again, many of it might be just, someone's throwing shit up. Remember, Cassie got paid, but they're gonna have to bring her up. Now, the hotel had the footage, or did they? I might be mixing this up. Did they raid his house and found the footage? But that doesn't make sense. How would the internet have it? But the footage is out there, so someone had the footage. And if you see the footage and you take the pay. That sounds crazy. But here's the other thing. Could you have taken the money and still dropped it? Technically, you could have took the money and dropped the dime. Like, yo, just send it to the police station. Like, to the FBI. Something. Handoff. But that's what we talking about here. That's what we talking about. Diddy out here, loosey-goosey, Ciroc boy. I heard a lot of companies distance himself from them. Yeah, it's crazy. Since I'm talking about this, let's talk about all the weird shit's happening with streamer shit too. Like Young Philly getting caught up. I'm hearing that bitches was talking about he was just choking the bitches. Like, alright, some niggas a little freaky. If this is a kind of true in his actions or whatnot, but they're not saying that if he didn't do it, it's a little freaky. It's a little kick. Let's not king shake the man. Do a little choke play. Maybe he about that. But it's kind of like this whole the YouTubers are getting it. The social media people are getting it. Young Philly was very popular, and I fucked with like there's like a handful of black people I actually watch on YouTube steadily. Actually, I don't know what the race of the most people I watch. Most people, the people I'm subscribed to, I don't watch constantly. Like they're usually faceless, but the ones I do listen to is like a couple gaming podcasts and stuff like that. So those individuals are usually black, and it's not because I was like, I was looking out to get black people. I'm again gotta support when I want to support, but they tend to play the games that I want to know information on, or watch the movies that I want to know about, and their opinions usually align closely with mine. So if they don't fuck with a game, I can be like, alright, bet. I'm not really gonna fuck with the game. Again, there have been people who's been wrong on their judgments of certain games and whatnot. I'll just wait for a deal at that. But if I feel like they're not really right on that, I'll wait for a deal and pick up the game anyway. But beside the point, young Philly, he's attached to a lot of things. He's doing very well for himself. This situation happens in Australia, that they're saying he assaulted some girls. Onward to his fucking shit. I'm yarning like fuck. Onward to like an event that he was doing. This man's like worldwide. Sometimes people forget how big YouTube are. Some people understand how big YouTube is, but like when we're talking about like certain people, like there's a lot more big white YouTubers that we can go to. But like the black ones have to be so big. Like don't get me, right now we're having an era like, okay, they got iShowSpeed, they got fucking what's his name? Young Philly, they got Young Philly, they got his boy, they got the Sidemen, they got that's UK. What's the other guy's name? They got AMP, the dudes off from AMP. I can't remember individuals' names right now because I am blanking for some reason. The man who's like the main dude who's been like the highest, Kai Cenat, who's been like the highest Twitch streamer right now, getting hate. People have been trying to tear this man down. You know, it is what it is with that. There's a lot happening. There's a lot of you know, people trying to do evil work on these people, and it's kind of, when you look at it, it's kind of like a whole trend. Like it's always these guys in quote unquote power that you want to say, oh, this man has all these fans. These fans decided. Don't get me wrong, the internet's like a weird place with how fans and stuff like that interact with other people. Like if they fucking all these like little hives and stuff like that, these little communities, they like quick to jump at each other's throats and whatnot. There's a lot of that. Sometimes you can't even express your opinion on some shit, and before people try to come at you, it's very weird. So this Young Philly situation, I kind of want to believe that he didn't do anything wrong. But I'm seeing things on both sides, like he did this, he did that. People say he's always been a creep, da-da-da. His whole thing is like he's very flirtatious. That's his character. I don't know if he's really like that in real life, but that's his whole character. The little 20 man versus 1, the pop the balloon challenge. Like 20 versus 1, I should say 20 man, but 21. Like it's like a whole dating sim thing that everybody's doing right now. So there's a lot of that happening. There's a lot of people like, again, you want to be entertaining to the people, your audience. So I'm thinking like they're probably just giving this man a real bad rap because of what's going on, the type of atmosphere we're currently in. Like early pandemic, Me Too was going crazy, and it really it stood the test of time, the whole Me Too movement. But we've been catching these little spurts of, yeah, bitches can still be wrong. We've been catching that. But it's not been enough for the mainstream. Johnny Depp, Jonathan Majors, his thing. The Jonathan Majors situation is even more crazier because you can say that he like kind of like forcefully put her in a car so he can get away from her. But when you see this man run like fucking like 10, 15, 20 blocks to get away from her and she's still just chasing after him, it looks crazy. And this man to lose all these shits because of her. Let's talk about this. Like, what are we saying? There's a whole toxic masculinity's bad. What about toxic femininity? Let's talk about that. Let's talk about the cost that is being paid by innocent men. Let's talk about those things. Let's put those people's faces that have wronged innocent people, and let's hold these people accountable. It's a very weird situation that these people just are. I don't feel like they're getting enough press. I don't think they should get jail time. If you're lying and you're caught lying, just get some jail time. I don't know, I'm wrapping the whole thing. I think our society right now is moving quite crazy. And how, again, it was never really perfect, but it was leaning more to a better outcome. Like, we wasn't seeing, maybe it's always been that shitty. We were just actually seeing how shitty it was. And that goes for, like, all types of shit. Not just this one topic. Like, it goes for, like, all types of shit. Like, it's hyper-focused on the trans community, the gay community is hyper focused on women getting mistreated, but women can just beat up on a man and no one will help, no one assist. We'll watch this happen. Like the black dude who got stabbed up by his girl and died. We're not. That was a footnote. Like if she was found innocent or quote unquote, that shit would have been talked about years. She would have been like put on magazines. Like she would have been a survivor. She would have wrote a book. The Young Philly thing. I want to tell tangent, but this Young Philly thing really wants me to be like more cautious on than throwing this man under the bus. I like him as like his persona or whatever it is when he's talking. I like it. So I want to give him the benefit that I want to hear more. I want to hear more evidence. I want to see more stuff. I want them to give me everything that could possibly can before I judge this man on these things. For some reason, it was just this whole Australia thing that started happening. Again, when things like this, again, I know. But when these things start happening, like, people want to make it seem like, oh, he was always like this. Like, nigga, if I'm walking around, this nigga's been taking people's butts, you're not going to warn me? Like, we should be looking at these people who always knew that these people had it in them. Oh, why do people ain't sticking up for him? I think if you're really someone's boy, you should really look at what's happening right now and be like, all right, this. What can you prove? You can't really prove nothing. Have a conversation with your boy and just let him know. Like, again, it's understandable if you hot lava right now. Like, on the back end, show you as much support as I possibly can. Always pick up your phone calls. That's reasonable. But if to ask your man to stand in the fire with you and lose everything, because right now, everyone stepped away from him. Same thing with John the Major thing. Niggas stepped away from him. Nobody spoke up about him, right? But as this man's friend, how much are you willing to have them sacrifice for you? Like, if you know what's going to happen, like, this is not something like, yo, I need you to just come show up to my court cases. This is like, all right, to publicly be like, nah, I don't think he did none of this, knowing how much you're already losing. Again, even if he's found innocent, Young Phillies, even if he's found innocent, he still might be untouchable for some of these brands. We already know damn near Disney won't fuck with him. Maybe the Young Philly gets a sex change, they'll probably fuck with him, you know? They like that bullshit. But that's what's going on. So even if people do come to his defense, if you witness people go through the struggle with you, and you know what it is, you might have to push them away and just be like, nah, let me take this. Just make sure the fam's okay. Make sure these things are still going. Something in the background. Like, don't publicly do it because you don't want. What's the point of bringing your boys on and them get burned too? Like, you standing in the fire, you standing in the pan or whatnot. It's cooking out here. You getting cooked. Why have this man standing there with you? So you both can get burned? Your best is to have the nigga outside, checking the pulse. Like your lawyer and whatnot, they may be whispering you sweet nothings. You might need somebody who really check the pulse, check the communities who really fuck with you, and see how they really feel. It's fucked up, but he's gonna have to go through all that. His boy's named Chunks. That's his name. Yeah, it's supposed to be his boy. So is he with Beta Squad? I think they're with Beta Squad. Is it Beta Squad? I don't know what all these groups are, but that's another one of these things. I was just like, damn, that was out of nowhere. But then when you hear it, you hear the stories. Right now, there's not enough evidence, but the whispers and the articles, BBC stepping away from him, a bunch of big brands step away from him. Like he can't be touched. Like he's lava right now. So unless they catch these girls, like if you come red-handed lying and say like, yo, none of that ever happened. Even with that information that they were lying on all this, they might not fuck with him at all. And he might not be able to be as, even if he gets caught, like, even if he gets, like, he gets found innocent on all of it, it really may be like, he might have to tone down himself because he don't want people seeing him in a certain light. He doesn't want to joke around a certain way anymore because he wants people seeing him in a certain light. So you're going to suppress who that is. Again, this is going to change who he is. Going through all this is going to change who he is altogether. Because it's like, yo, I don't want anything to be seen of me being, quote unquote, that type of person. For some reason, always hearing, oh, well, there was like, in this video, he was acting weird. In this, he was doing weird. This weird. I'm just like, yo, come on, man. Why were no one talking about this ahead of time? But that is the question, right? Why was there no information, no talks about things happening? He's always been the type of guy, like, you can't just be flirtatious. Like, I haven't seen this dude cross the line on any videos. Every time this man was crossing lines and shit like that, these bitches were feeling ill. If that's what we're saying, okay, that's a whole different story. But nobody, again, this was caught out the blue. There was no information about this. So now this sounds weird. This whole story is crazy. Well, this is me, Bosch, your host for the Beantown Bully podcast. Hopefully, I don't stay away as long as I did. But yeah, man, I like coming in, just speaking my mind, talking shit, you know, just getting shit off my chest, dog. Just hearing shit. I got thoughts about next episodes, like a special episode that I want to just go and shit on about the real, like what's really going on with just me in general, like shit like that. So none of these, like, I really have none of these episodes that really just be talking about me personally, what's going on with me personally. Again, I kind of want to be like a faceless person. I don't want people to be too attached. I just want people to hear my thoughts, you know. If they hear it, they hear it. If I sound like an idiot, I sound like an idiot, man. You know? But, you know, just hear my point of view. It might be like something you're like, oh, okay. Fucking just gotta make some points. Or everything I said was just trash, you know? But yeah, man. It's just been killing me in the real podcasts. I just want to be lazy. And if I want the shit to succeed like all the other shits I'm doing want to succeed, I gotta put the effort in. Keep putting out shit. I don't know what might hit. So I keep pushing, putting out shit. This shit talking to yourself, talking just off the cuff. Like, I like that a lot more, but like, again, I feel like I would have more if I was able to bounce shit off people. And the niggas I talk to, they get weird when the mic's on. They're like, ah. Some of them don't want to do it. They don't want to go through the grind. It's understandable, man. It is what it is. But again, I'm your host, Basha. This has been the Beantown Bully podcast. Hopefully there'll be another episode sooner than later. If not, man, I hope you liked at least one of them.